It's time for Transport Line, the program that showcases the contributions for all modes of transportation to the socio-economic growth and development of our country, Africa, and the rest of the world. Transport Line is being beamed to you from the Center of Excellence, the state of aquatic splendor, and Africa's second largest economy, Lagos. I am Shina Ilegbede. Glad to know that you are keeping us company. Today, we are going to put a seal on the discussion, Nigeria 65, the transportation sector. Recalled, we've analyzed the inland waterway modes of transportation, aviation and aerospace management, and of course, the railway mode of transportation. So today, we're going to look at what we consider on Transport Line as the most affordable and accessible mode of transportation in Nigeria today, irrespective of the security aspect of the situation in the country today. So, what has been the impact of road mode of transportation on the socio-economic life of our people in the past 65 years? I have with me on set a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Olushola Ogunyakin, who is going to be my pathfinder on this aspect. We look at that aspect in terms of impact, challenges, and opportunities. So, Olushola Ogunyakin, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Olushola, yes, Nigeria 65, road mode of transportation. How do you rate us in the past 65 years?
Well, first we thank God for the survival of the country in the last 65 years. It's been a wonderful journey, if I may say. It's not been all smooth, but by His grace, God is still with us, and we are still alive and well.
Thank God.
Road in Nigeria accounts for 90% of the transport of passengers and freight. And because of that, it's supposed to be our number one priority in terms of infrastructures, but it is not, unfortunately. Analysts say we have about 195,000 kilometers of road across Nigeria, out of which less than 1/3, in fact, less than 10% is paved. So it means that about 90%, thereabout, of these roads are not paved, as if neither asphalt or they are in bad condition. And so in 65 years, it's not been a very, very good report. In fact, in May 2016, when Mr. Fashola then was the Minister for Works, he said in the 55 years of Nigeria, as at that time, that we've only constructed 28,980 kilometers of roads in 55 years of independence. Between then and now, apart from the second Niger bridge, there has not been any new developments that has been fully completed, save the new coastal roads that this administration is building. So we still don't have more than maybe 30 to 40,000 kilometers of road constructed since independence. Now, for a country that depends 90% on road for transport of whether goods or humans, the whole economy resolves on the road mode of transport. So having that little done in terms of kilometers in 65 years is really, really poor. But more than that, the culture of non-maintenance which is the bane of the problems of the road transport in Nigeria, has not been fully addressed. Year in, year out, flood still takes over roads. Even this year, even this season, the same things still happen. Year in, year out. Flood still kills people. Lokoja Bridge will still overflow. Everywhere. So it seems like we have not really learned anything in 65 years, which is sad. Because if we have actually learned some things, some occurrences should not be repeating itself every year. And I know a lot of experts will have said this. The number one problem we have is maintenance. And the key thing that we don't maintain are the drainages. It's either roads are constructed in some places without proper drainages in the first place, or where the drainages are, we are not maintaining it. Or the corruption that is in the system will allow people to build on waterways, not giving enough setbacks. I mean, during the dry season, and then when the government now tries to demolish those houses, we start talking sympathy, we start talking all sorts of nonsense.
Raising ethnic and
We start talking all
religious
sorts
and
of things.
political issues.
Yeah, that we shouldn't be talking about. But in the first place, it is corruption. Because somebody who built on such lands will probably have a building plan approved by somebody in office. So at the end of the day, we're doing ourselves in a way. We are the problems of ourselves. And that is why the economy is not moving forward. Because the major mover of economy, what's supposed to be the major mover of the economy in Nigeria is the road. Majority of the rural villages are agrarian societies. But when the roads are not good, goods get damaged, sometimes in some places in the southwest, now they cannot go and harvest their cassavas. So because of these rains now, 40-50% of the crops would get
Got
spoiled
away.
because now the roads to go and harvest
Yes.
is bad.
Bad.
And the rain is adding to what's going on. So when we lose that kind of crops, it doesn't encourage the farmers to plant again next year. In fact, they don't even have the money again to cultivate because what they are supposed to sell and recoup some money, it's been damaged. And that is the damage we are doing to ourselves year in, year out. So 65 years, have we really done well? I won't say yes. We have not. Considering how we depend on the road mode for the economic activities of this country.
Shola, it's a sad story to recall that you've reported. And when you consider the huge amount of money we expended on road construction, and you look at what is on the ground, which unfortunately is not commensurate to the humongous amount we spent on all this so-called road construction. And unfortunately, nobody is being used an example in order to deter others from this. Like you said now, even when you build on road alignment, drainage pattern, what have you, yeah, you can go and destroy. But what of those officials that sat in the various offices and approved? Nothing has been done to them. I think the earlier we start today to make sure that we go back to the various ministries, whether at the state, local, or federal level, those who are responsible to have given those approvals should be taking an appropriate measures, conviction, based on what the law says, should be given to them. Because when things are being done, indirectly, they are the foundation of what is going on in society today. And I use Lagos as a typical example, which is the #1 state in Nigeria, whether you like it or not. People, because of corruption, they look the other way. If there's a land that you believe is swampy or nothing is being done for it, you go into the records, government has future plans for it. And you are there, you give approval for them to go and spend millions, at times billions of naira on such land. And at the end of the day, when government is ready, and you look at the impact, evil effect of it, flooded areas, flooded residential areas, flooded highways, and government will go out and do the needful, you start crying foul. I think we should do something about it. But Shola, today we have Badagry Sokoto Expressway, the coastal roads and others being constructed. And the present roads that links the various community states in Nigeria, they are in a state of disrepair, and nothing is being done about them. How do you look at that?
Well, I will not say it is. I will not say 100% that it is misplaced priorities, but it looks like it, because at the end of the day, you are opening up new markets, you are opening up new routes, fine. But if the ones that should sustain us in the first place is not sustaining us, then it's sad, really. Yes, those new roads are beautiful projects, but before, and one of the things that happen in Nigeria is the quality of the roads we've been doing in the past. And I've seen pictures and I've seen these things of this Badagry Calabar Expressway. And I am not, personally, I'm not impressed. And one of the reasons why I'm not is, it took us more than 20 years or 30 years to realize that Oshodi Apapa Expressway need to be reinforced with iron. That road had been constructed for how long? And each time portions of it will get damaged, until a few years ago that they now knew that that road needs to be reinforced with iron. And other coastal roads, because what I have seen of this coastal road is not showing such reinforcement, or maybe I've not seen where they reinforce, but the pictures I have seen, the videos I have seen of that road, it's not showing that kind of reinforcement. So
I've seen on Ouro.
yes, so how long are we expecting such roads to last? Which is the main problem, which is Ibadan, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Before they did the reinforcement that they just did, there was a time once trucks passed
with heavy load from Apapa Wharf.
and
Bus, rather?
Yes. So the road will become somehow
uneven.
And that will remain for a long time before it is done. So there's something fundamentally wrong with the people constructing roads. Because ab initio, they are not constructing good roads to last. And corruption has a part to play in it. Who is ensuring, like you said, somebody approved that those road projects are okay? When after a few months the roads are becoming problematic, who is accountable? You see, that's where corruption comes in. The person that approved that, okay, the materials and everything is okay, and they get the contractor paid, when the roads start failing, what happens to the contractor? What happens to the people that approved that the job was well done? So that aspect is also a problem for Nigeria. In 2024, World Bank approved a $500 million for the Ministry of Agriculture to construct rural roads. They call the project Rural Access Agricultural Marketing Project. Federal government is supposed to add $100 million for that. Now that was released by the Nigerian representative of the World Bank by December 13th, just 2024. We are 10 months into 2025. We've not seen
Anything on the ground.
anything on the ground.
Sad.
Now, if the World Bank thinks it is important to do rural roads because of the importance of those rural roads to the Nigerian economy, why are we not looking at rural roads? Why are we spending humongous money on coastal roads? I'm saying if the World Bank thinks that, okay, what Nigeria needs now is rural roads, and they are ready to put in 500 million.
Counterpart funding. Federal
Counterpart
government
funding, yes. So why are we not looking at it? Why are we not concentrating on roads that will bring immediate relief to the economy? So sometimes now, produce cannot move from the north to the south because one
Bad
bridge.
Shola, it's a sad story, like I said earlier on. You look at today, Niger State, in terms of land mass, is the biggest
Yes.
in Nigeria. And the center of excellence, Lagos State, in terms of land mass, is the smallest. And two major issues are confronting us as a nation today: security and food production, or inflation, which really is.
It's food.
Food,
There is
food.
whichever English you use to cover it.
And these two are interrelated.
Yes.
Niger State is an agrarian state. You said it in your annual analysis. When you produce, it's either you can't evacuate the farm produce to the market because the roads to the farms
Access to the farm.
are not good. And yet, as far as we know on transport line, nothing concrete positive is being done. There must be open, concerted, and conscious effort to see that these are done. And as we are going now, indirectly we will delve into the areas of challenges and opportunities. What should be done, or what do you think should be done, without doing all this truancy? How do we walk the talk, really? Because every time now we talk about inflation, we talk about insecurity. And I tell you, if the roads are good, irrespective of technology, because before drones are deployed, before you call 999, 199, 767, 112, you need to move this personnel to the location of where the distress call emanated from. What should be done?
First, I think more than anything else, the Ministry for Works, which is responsible for roads, should be more strengthened. I think there should be a joint committee of all the state commissioners for works. In fact, they should be given commissioner for roads. Let's not just decorate it. Let them just face that
Roads.
one. Not commissioner for works and housing or commissioner for works or anything. Commissioner for roads and minister for roads. Let them take it as 100% responsibility.
Major assignment.
No other distractions. Now, let's assemble the experts. What are the problems? Issue of flooding in Nigeria is a major issue that is disrupting the roads. Quality, as I mentioned it earlier, because every time rain falls, why is it every time? We are 65. Why we have
Year in, year out.
Why is it every time rain falls, damages the portion of the road, we repair it, and then again next year, the same set of
spend
places.
money
we will
and
so
no
why?
result.
Why? I mean, it happens all the time. The example is the Oroshoki-Oshodi-Apapa Expressway until they found the solution. So what's difficult in finding solution to all those other places? What's difficult? So again, there will be Ogunpa this year. It happened in 2011. killed over 100 people. Up till now, the people of Ibadan. Yes, a lot of things were done. But the houses, some of those houses are back. Some of those houses are back. Some of the houses that were destroyed, that they had to make way, the dredging and the rest. Since that 2011, how many times have that Ogunpa been dredged? So we're still waiting for the disaster to happen. So there are things we've done that we know we should be doing regularly. In Lagos, yes, there is the department that clear drainages.
Yes.
But they clear the drainages and leave it there for 1 week. Half of the things they clear goes back. Official one.
Shola, in all this, what is the place of the professional bodies? Current, for instance, the civil engineers, in St. Climes, all these people, privately, they will write papers to the government. If there are no results, then they come out with their position papers. But in Nigeria, I'm sure we are not all corrupt. So who is compromising and why?
I don't want to slam anybody, but I'll just give an example of what is happening now. The Nigerian Bar Association, which is a professional body, is slugging it out loudly. Yes, is slugging it out loudly with Nigerian police about tinted permit. Now, Koren certifies the engineers that build the roads
And supervise the construction.
and supervises the construction. I've not seen them come out to say anything about this coastal road. Maybe I've not heard, maybe they've said things I've not heard, but I've not really heard anything from them. We've not seen them come out at any time to condemn constructions that are not being properly done.
Oh.
So majorly they've been silent. The reason for their silence, I don't know, but I think they should do more.
Yes.
But that also depends on how professional are they. Because we see these things, and unfortunately, anywhere else in the world that Nigerians work, we are commended for intelligence, for bravery,
Yeah.
for
Outside our country.
outside our country. Everywhere else, in any field. But here, when we get home, it's like something is tying our hands and legs, and we can't do what we do abroad and come and do it here. Or the same thing, corruption.
We've identified what has tied and is tying our hands. Politics, religion, and what? Ethnic considerations. Until these issues are really tackled honestly, then we just keep on going around in circles. Olushola Ogunyake, fellow Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, I want to thank you for coming on board to really round up these episodes on Nigeria 65 transportation. We hope in the next few months and years, the assessment will be a better story to tell.
I hope so too.
That is the only way we can move our country forward. And that can happen if we all openly demonstrate commitment to our nation called Nigeria. That way, it will be a better story for all of us. Shola, I thank you very much for finding time to come on board.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's about all we have time for today. But till next week, things are getting better. Yes, but I think we continue to be our brother's keeper. Be compassionate in all aspects of our life. That way, we have a sane and humane society. Till next time, bye-bye for now.